Reviving Ivrea is a research project for the International Architectural Design Workshop, inhabiting the buffer zone of Ivrea, industrial city of the 20th century. The project has adopted the following keywords in order to plan the design strategy: interaction, public area system, blue strategy, preservation, and reuse. The main focus of our strategy was to consider the natural potentials of the city as a key, especially the river and riverbanks, to make a better connection through the whole buffer zone and core UNESCO site. Our approach was about exploring original site-based studies and create a new kind of connection with a system of public spaces and redesigning some existing areas in the city context. The project consists of 4 distinct stages, namely: urban scale strategy concept, development, urban transect section, waterfront zone analysis and strategy concept. As represented in the urban scale strategy, the whole area is composed of 5 parts: waterfront zone, UNESCO area, municipal zone, community zone in the mountain, and we aim to connect them through the new urban tourist routes in the heritage line. First we analyze the Ivrea city transportation system, step 1, then we improve the situation of pedestrian and bicycle system forming our urban heritage line, step 2, at the same time, we add new types traffic spots, shared bike, shared scooter, and sightseeing bus spots. Step 3, then we find the specific zone to deep our strategy: waterfront zone, via Torino and via Gervais. Through the transect sections, we analyze the road situations and find the suitable spots to redesign them. The development plan is focused on 3 distinct categories: urban and economy development, conservation and management of nominated property, land use management. The development strategies aim to enhance activities and potentials in the city of Ivrea, such as tourism, trade, community activities, sport and leisure, and building the train station as an urban transit node. This route is one of the most iconic parts of the city, especially in our main focus of project that was aimed to create a connection between the UNESCO site and riverside with a set of public green areas. In this urban transect is the existing situation with design ideas to reuse the existing potentials of the site in order to make area more active and pedestrian accessible. Private cars access is limited to via Gervais, and this leads to reuse and remove some of car parking areas. To understand more about the main connections, we went through these 3 roads to study the problems and giving solutions to enhance them. First one is via Torino, as you can see in this slide, that the most important parts are the connection between the railways and via Torino, main train station, and one of the entranceways to Ivrea. Our suggestion for this road, as you can see in sections, is to improve this connection, enhance the public transportation and bike roads. The transect of the river illustrates the urban elements and spaces along the river, pointing out the existing connections and bridges, the various levels of the space and the actual use of the surrounding area, as well as the urban scale of the built environment considering the height of the structures. The analysis of the connecting bridges and the type of their function serving pedestrian, vehicles, railway are a combined version, as well as the potentials of the adjacent spaces provides the possibility to understand the compatible functions to the landscape and the urban space. This axis shows the relation between the core of buffer zone and waterfront area, focusing on 4 areas of this axis, which are river flood control, community farms and residential areas, kids activity venues, and open-air cinema. In this part, first, we use illustrations to analyze point A, B, C, and D, to show the problems and the functions that users really need. Then we do some plans around these places to meet the user's need, enrich the city public spaces. Picture A, show the great potentials of the space. We propose to replenish waterfront and add some activity spots around the river for fishing, running, dog walking and so on. Picture B, shows a nice but boring grass around the UNESCO area. It would be a potential spot to have a more interesting public space with neat playground, rest spots, walking path or other activity zones. Picture C, shows people, especially tourists, desire to improve the city tourism system. They need complete sightseeing route, featured city hotel, interesting spots, convenient and diverse transportation. Picture D, shows a necessity of some shops for kayaking, renting or sports equipment around this riverside. And add some rest points like cafe and bar. As a conclusion, considering the natural potentials of the city, especially the river and riverbanks, we aim to enhance the connectivity through the whole buffer zone and core UNESCO site. Having explored the original site, we intend to create a new kind of connection by redesigning some existing areas in the city context, proposing solutions for different fields. Regarding tourism, the Ivrea city should establish a complete tourism system, form sightseeing route, shared traffic, feature tourist hotel, museum, and so on, in order to advertise for this legendary industrial city. While for the landscape, we aim to provide full use of the perfect landscape resources and change the mountain into an active spot in the city, not just a boundary.